Let's talk about the four types of energy that you're actually managing. And you'll see that I have broken out on my Patreon Burnout Hub the four categories so that you can navigate where you need it most. Because when we're managing our energy, you need to be focused on your journey, not doing all the things all at once. What do you need today? What do you need this week? What do you need this month? So, the four types of energy you're actually managing is through some of the deepest categories that I went through my burnout. I'm going through my burnout. I'm trying to do all the things, and I need help over here, and then I need help over here, and I need help over here. And it kept repeating a pattern of certain categories. And I found out this is actually a state of disillusionment, a low performing state in which you are in survivorship mode. And there's four categories of repair that need to happen before you start to regain that energy and your body, mind, and soul start functioning in a flow that feels more natural. And this really came to light when I was doing all the things and I was overwhelmed in my burnout recovery. And I felt lazy, but I was doing a lot. I was doing a lot of recovery. I wasn't giving myself space to breathe and really observe and evaluate what's going on right now. And I found out, okay, I'm not broken. My recovery process isn't broken. I'm just depleted in a way that I didn't have certain language for. So as I started mapping out what I was doing and putting it in categories, I had a language for all four of these categories. And that helped me really manage my energy because then I could focus on the one thing I need to do today or the one thing I need to focus on this month versus all the things. And when you can recognize the symptoms in each one of these categories, it will help you focus your path a little bit more. And then you don't have to be kind of guessworking your way through how do I manage this energy when I'm doing all the things. You're getting almost even more exhausted on this path. The four are physical, so what's happening in your body as a functioning state, functioning operative state that it's supposed to be at. Cognitive, so that mental focus. What can you take on? What can't you? Are you getting into think mode? Is it complete brain fog? Emotional. So what's being processed? What's not being processed? What have you buried deep down inside that's now coming out in word vomit or lashing out or odd behaviors that other people are seeing? And then relationships, that distrust. Are other people a safety item for you or a threat? Are you managing relationships or do you need to walk away from them? Now, it's important to recognize the symptoms in each one of these categories because I was displacing my symptoms, and when I could start categorizing them, then I knew what I need to work on. For example, if you cannot fix emotional exhaustion with sleep, I thought, well, if I just rest more, then I will be emotionally ready for this event that I need to take on. Nope, did not help because emotional exhaustion is one category. Sleep is in another category, the physical category. And you can't fix relationship trust with motivation and just waking up and doing all the things in your morning routine. Nope, because in relationships, there's another person that is probably involved. So, do you see where some of the disconnect was coming that I was doing the work and other people weren't responding? Or I was trying to rest, but yet this emotional state has not been addressed that I need to really be working on. So, out of the four categories, where do you need to work on? Really is identified by the symptoms you're having. Physically, are you completely fatigued? Like you just can't catch up, that your body just is run down? Do you have insomnia? And I'm not talking like I'll wake up here and there, or I can't get to sleep tonight. I'm talking days. Or you wake up at 2 a.m. and you could go for a run. That type of insomnia where you can tell something is off, your hormonal rhythm is off. Body aches, right? You feel like you get chills or you feel like you're getting the flu, but you never actually get it. That's the immune system on overdrive. Do you have appetite changes? Mine was digestive failure, so I actually didn't want to eat because it hurt my stomach, it hurt my gut. But other people overeat, right? They stress eat and that's like their go-to. Do they have appetite changes? And you're craving things that your body is not satisfied, which means you're craving the wrong things. Do you get nauseated? Again, those stomach issues. Do you get quickly started? Like not just someone popping out, but someone just like, hey, Kelly, I need something right now. They touch your shoulder and you just like freak out. That shows that your nervous system is on high alert. Do you get headaches? My first symptom was chronic headaches, and I just chalked it up to getting older, being a mom, having babies. And it was one of my first signs that my gut was failing. Hypertension, right? High blood pressure. You're getting either really panicky or inflamed skin, like it's holding onto water, a lot more water than it should. And that's kind of poor circulation symptoms showing hypertension. On the cognitive side, you're having a hard time making decisions. You used to be on point and now you can't even think through it. That's decision fatigue. You might have lack of focus, memory problems. You can't concentrate. And I'm not talking about like the phone distractions and the beeps and pongs and notifications coming up. I'm talking like you get rid of that and you still can't focus. That's some cognitive symptoms. You might be making up stories in your head. So someone comes by your office, has a quick request, they move on, and you have all this assumption and interpretation of what they just said. You're making up all these crazy stories in your head, and they're taking on a life of their own. That's also a sign of cognitive stress going on. You might have a negative mindset and you didn't before. So you're waking up and just, what's going to happen today? What's the 3 things that are going to happen today? What's going to happen in this meeting? You don't have a positive or optimistic outlook on your days anymore. And then you might even be questioning your beliefs. So I'm going down this path of recovery and things aren't working right, and it's because I'm not good at things, and I never was good things, right? So you're questioning all the beliefs of your being. Now, emotionally, it's important to identify the actual emotion, because the basic emotions of like fear, happy, sad, glad, those are basic emotions. There's deeper emotions within that. And when you identify it, you can help release or process those emotions. So, fear, grief, anger, guilt, depression, despair, resentment, helplessness, hopelessness, overwhelmed, like getting deeper into those emotions are going to help you process them instead of burying them deep. Now, that was a big one for me. I was surprised because I can take on a lot of things, very optimistic person in general. And as I went into my recovery, there was a lot buried there. And that took some third party work, that took a lot of self growth work and isolation work, that took a lot of conversations with different people, but that was bigger than I thought. So don't discount the emotional category, even if you have a really good outlook and things are looking good. I was surprised how much was buried there, and it came up in weird ways. So physically, I was resting and treating my body well, but I felt like I still couldn't recover. And it's because there's this whole emotional load I was carrying deep inside. So don't discount a category. I'm just talking over the symptoms right now so that you can see where you might need some work to continue on this energy management path. And then let's talk about relationships, the 4th category. This might be distrust, right? So that person that I said came by the office, made up the request, you're making up stories in your mind. You also just don't trust them automatically. They didn't even do anything yet, but you just distrust them. Like they're going to throw you under the bus. They're going to take your spreadsheet and redo it. Why are they even asking you and not someone else? Do they hate you? Right? So distrust is building, that irritability between people. It could be with your family members, your friends, your coworkers, but you're just irritable. Like you can't even stand in a grocery store without being pissed off at people. And I remember standing in a grocery line once and it was taking longer than maybe it should. And I was like, why am I so mad right now? Like I'm so irritated and I can't help the reality of the situation. It's not like I had to be somewhere I was being like late to something. I was just so irritated, and that was a sign that I need to repair some relationships, because now it's spilling over into these strangers in a grocery store of distress and irritability. Are you increasing conflict? You're causing the drama. You're the pot stirrer. Or are you withdrawing? You're isolating from people. Now, I'm not talking about the self-growth stuff. I'm talking about you're ready to get out there, you're ready to have conversations, go to parties, go to events, and you just don't, right? You just keep passing by them. There's a certain amount of withdrawal in which that is also a survivorship mode because of the high distress. Do you feel judgmental towards others, which is a deflection of you? Do you feel like you need to over-control situations because you can't trust other people to do it or do it right? Relationship issues. So as we went through these categories and I named off some of the symptoms, where is energy feeling really depleted for you right now? Is it physically, cognitively, emotionally, or in that relationship category? Once you identify those symptoms or where you're feeling really depleted, you can focus your efforts where it matters most right now. Have I worked in all 4 of those energy management categories? Yes. But there's some that needed more focus in a season of life, in something that I really need to address that was bogging me down at any point in time. And that helped me just release some of that exhaustion, that I didn't have to do all the things. I just needed to do this one thing. I needed to treat my body right. I needed to prioritize today because cognitively I am overloaded with decisions. So what's the one thing I need to do today? Or maybe emotionally I'm just feeling overwhelmed and overwhelmed day after day. I need to just process. What am I not processing? What am I not talking about? What do I need to name? What emotion do I need to name? Or relationships, right? If I'm feeling that distress, that irritability, what conversations am I not having? Giving yourself space to just like do that check-in. So these 4 categories are really going to guide the 4 types of energy and what is doing really well right now, what needs to be managed a little bit more, and really focus your path so that you can continue this journey with momentum and excitement. Managing your energy isn't a one-time fix. It's a continuous improvement plan on what you need to do now, what you need to do next. And now you have the 4 categories to bring some insight on how to manage that energy.